All right, welcome back. I want to focus on one story on this live stream. I know I haven't done that in a while. Well, I've recently done it, but I don't do it that often. I usually have to talk about multiple things because there's so much that happens. But on this one, I want to focus on this story because it is breaking news. Okay, this story has pretty much gone viral as I speak. Okay, I give you an idea of what I'm talking about. If you go to the YouTube search, I'm sure many of you have already done this. You type in dog attack and you filter your search for today, past 24 hours. Most of these stories are about this fatality. And it's not often that you get multiple media outlets that report on the same thing, especially when it's a dog attack. But as you can see, there are multiple media outlets that have reported on this. These are all different media outlets here. Okay, this is also covering that story. This woman was either it sounds like she was dog sitting. And she was dog sitting along with her own son, from what it sounds like. Okay? So it was not her dog. She was not alone with the dog. She was with her toddler, her son, which makes it even worse. I know you want to say, hey, yeah, you may as well be alone. Your son can help you. But it's relevant that we point out that her son was with her because her son was attacked first. Now let's listen to this media outlet's coverage.
And tonight with breaking news, one person was killed tonight in a dog attack here in Indianapolis.
Within just the last 2 hours, police confirmed a woman died and her young son was hurt in that attack.
Now, this is a very early report because her identity has been revealed, and she was a sheriff.
All of this unfolding at a home on Forsythia Drive near 16th and Post Road. That's on the east side of Indianapolis.
Emily Longnecker there for us right now. Emily, what are you learning?
Well, Scott and Felicia, you can see behind me, this is still a very active scene, and it's going to be that way for quite some time tonight. We know from police that this involves a woman and her young son who were both attacked by a dog. Now, neighbors say earlier tonight, a little boy was running around the neighborhood, knocking on doors, pounding on doors, trying to...
Whoa. That's a bad scene. That's a horror scene already. A little boy left the home because his mother is inside the home getting mauled. He's running to the next door neighbors asking for help. This is going to burn in his memory for the rest of it. He'll never forget this. I guarantee you. He can live to be 100 years old. He'll never forget this day.
Get some help, saying that his mother had been hurt, that a dog had attacked her. The little boy, according to police, had been bitten too. A neighbor called 911, and police say that officers got on scene, and when they tried to get inside the house, they could see a woman down inside the house, but they could not get to her because there was an aggressive dog in their way. So police say they had to shoot that dog so that they could get into the house. They say they tried to save the woman, but they couldn't. The little boy was taken to the hospital. According to police, his injuries are not life-threatening. Animal Care and Control then went inside the house and brought out 3 more dogs, we're told. Neighbors didn't...
3 more dogs? What? How many dogs were inside there? Sounded like 4. 3 more dogs? 3 additional dogs? Isn't this what I talk about all the time that you should never do? That I cannot wrap my head around why people do this. Even if you're part of the brainwashed crowd, you know, you grew up on Scooby-Doo, you know, Dalmatians, you have this cartoonish idea about dogs. But once you're face to face with a dog, the reality, the danger should hit you like a ton of bricks, especially if you have multiple dogs. You don't get any sense of danger at all around. That is very problematic, people. And that's what gets a lot of people attacked. That is what gets everybody attacked. Being ignorant of how dangerous it is to be around these things.
Didn't want to go on camera. Many of them are really shaken up, but police say they don't see this kind of thing often.
We have these from time to time. The unfortunate reality is that it's very common with children when we do have them. If we have a dog attack, it seems to be more common with young people. But it's very rare that you have a dog attack that results.
Now you heard what he said. He said it's more common with children. And you heard how he said that. As if he was very sure of what he was saying. It's more common with children. That's why I don't believe those statistics that say that children make up some 30% of dog attack victims. It's much higher than that. It's over 50%. In this man's statement, this police officer, his statement confirms that.
More common with young people. But it's very rare that you have a dog attack that results in death. But it does happen.
Very rare that a dog attack results in death. People, according to reports, there were 81 people killed in 2021 by dogs. 81, which I believe is a record. That's not rare. That's not rare, especially when you're talking about one country as small as the United States.
Now, at this point, police say they don't know if these dogs belong to this woman or if she was dog sitting. And the reason why we say that even more tonight is while we were here talking to neighbors, there was a man that drove up to the scene and he was talking to police, and he told police that the dogs inside that house belonged to his girlfriend who wasn't with him, and he wanted to get these dogs back tonight. And police said, no, you're not getting the dogs back tonight. They're with Animal Care and Control.
This guy wanted to get those dogs back after they had killed this lady. The nerve. Could I have the dogs back, please? Here you got a dead body. This woman is dead, laying in a pool of her own blood. And here come the ex-boyfriend. Hey, those are my dogs. Can I have them back? You idiot. Wow.
Back tonight. They're with Animal Care and Control. At this point, we're waiting on the coroner to arrive. This is an ongoing investigation, but interestingly enough, it won't be homicide that's investigating this case, but the nuisance and abatement unit who will be taking over this investigation. At this point, the woman's identity has not been released. Scott?
Her identity has been released. Sheriff's deputy was watching dog that killed her and attacked her son, police say. Okay? Her name was Tamika White, age 46. She was a sheriff in Marion County. Is that Indianapolis? I thought that was a different county. Okay? Tamika White, 46 years old. Says she was dog sitting. How many times have we talked about this? I've gotten sick talking about this. Not only should you not own dogs, you should definitely not watch someone else's dog. How many stories have we heard where the dog was not owned by the person who was attacked? Just yesterday, I talked about that. People dog sitting, or they're over someone else's home who owns a dog. There was a couple stories like that I didn't even report on, where people went over someone else's home who owned a dog and was attacked. People are going to learn their lesson, people. Listen, it is not often that you see this, that you see a channel host like mine, like me, whose argument is proven to be right on a daily basis, multiple times, across every single story, substantiates everything I argue. So when people are paying attention to things like this dog nutter culture, they're going to catch on. They're going to have to talk about this. I just saw that Dr. Phil invited that canine guy, that dog trainer, back on his show. That dog trainer, Jas Laverette, he had a Netflix series. These dog trainers, people like him, they're going to go out of business soon. They're going to be the laughing stock of the whole planet soon. And it's going to be because of us. Not people like us. It's going to be because of us directly. Because they are very cowardly not to address our objections to everything they stand for.
Brittany Seligman, Brittany Seligman. Are you ready for me to get started? On behalf of Sheriff Carrie Forrestal, my name is Deputy Chief Brittany Seligman, and I am the Division Commander over the Judicial Enforcement Division. Deputy Tamika White is a 17-year veteran of the Marion County Sheriff's Office. She has most recently been with the Court Line Division, and I had the distinct honor and privilege to be her commander. First and foremost, Deputy White was a mother. She died last night protecting the most important person in her life in a tragic animal attack in her home. Deputy White was kind and compassionate, and although she was tiny in stature, she had a very big heart. You never saw her without a smile on her face, and she would do anything to help her friends, her family, and her fellow deputies.
Now, we just read a story like this where they were sort of gloating over the fact that the attack victim was kind-hearted and would do anything to help anyone. And they said that right after they pointed out that the victim was dog-sitting. Yeah, she was dog-sitting. She has a big heart, always willing to help others. Y'all have to cut that out. You know, there's a thin line between having a big heart and doing something dumb. You can be over-generous. I feel like I'm over-generous often. I'm always the one doing stuff for other people. Nobody does nothing for me. And that's most of us. So you need to just be rude sometimes. Somebody asks you to watch their dog, you tell them no. Don't worry. You do enough things for other people. You can afford to tell some people, especially when they ask you to do something crazy like this. No, I ain't watching your dogs, pit bulls. These were pit bulls, people. Multiple pit bulls. See, everybody in this country should know better than to watch someone else's pit bulls, even if it's just one, but especially if it's multiple. Nobody should be that stupid. And I guarantee you, our presence is going to eventually encourage everyone to not do things like this. We are going to change this country and this world. It's just a matter of time, because we make too much sense and this is too insane.
Deputy White had a passion for billiards. She loved the game of pool. Anyone
Listen. Jas Laverette, I made a whole video about that dude. I've looked for the biggest, baddest dog trainers. I look for the ones who get up and they're super articulate and they're speaking 100 miles an hour and they're rattling off this information and this and that. But when these people are challenged, they tuck tail and cower. Because they know what the truth is. They know they're involved in a massive con. And we all should have a serious problem with that. This is a very powerful evil on this planet. This nutter culture. Here's another media outlet. Okay, Marion County Sheriff's deputy killed 8-year-old son. She was in there with multiple pit bulls and an 8-year-old child. Exactly what I preached against. Over, I would say, thousands of videos by now. At length. This is one of the dumbest things that any human being could do. Now keep in mind, the dogs attacked the boy first. She jumped in and then they attacked her. So there was your adult supervision that they talk about all the time. Come on, get in here, trainers, all you behaviorists, all you so-called experts. Look at what happened to the supervisor. You all bang on day in, day out about how it's safe to be around dogs. It's safe to have kids around dogs. It's safe to have dogs around kids as long as there is adult supervision. I've bent over backwards to get people to understand that's a lie. You ain't gonna do nothing but get attacked and killed yourself. Yeah, you and your whole adult self, you're gonna get killed too. How many more examples do you need? But you know what? These behaviorists, these so-called experts, veterinarians, they're just going to keep on regurgitating the same nonsense. Make sure there's adult supervision. Oh, if you're going to have kids around dogs, make sure an adult's present.
And right now,
yeah, make sure the adult is present so that you can redirect the dog's aggression and it could just attack you. Now, if there's multiple dogs inside the home, then you might really be in trouble. That little boy is lucky. He's lucky that one of the other dogs didn't try to attack him as he ran outside the home looking for help. The dogs had this pack mentality going where they all attacked the same target. So the boy was able to slip out of the house and not get attacked. Very lucky. But look at how dangerous of an environment that was. A woman. What is wrong with these women? Oh my God. Why are so many women this dumb? God. You up inside a house with 4 pit bulls?
At noon, we are learning more about a woman.
4 pit bulls and a child? Your own child?
Woman who died after being attacked by a dog she was watching. Just moments ago, the Marion County coroner says that woman is identified as 46-year-old Tamika White. She's a Marion County Sheriff's deputy. The attack happened at a home on Forsythia Drive. That's near 16th and Post Road on the east side of Indianapolis. Now, police tell us a little boy went running to neighbors' homes after he was also bitten. They say he was looking for help for his mother. Officers had to shoot the dog because it wouldn't let them get close to the woman. They tried to save her, but she died.
We have these from time to time. The unfortunate reality is that it's very common with children when we do have them. If we have a dog attack, it seems to be more common with young people. But it's very rare that you have a dog attack that results in death. But it does happen.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, but I despise misinformation. These attacks are not rare. I mean, that's one word I would not use. You should not dare use that word to describe fatal dog attacks, because it is disrespectful to the even one person who got killed in a given year. Just by calling it rare, that puts into people's mind it's nothing to worry about. On average, what is it, 30 to 40? It's really like 30 to 50 on average people killed in the United States. That's not rare. Definitely 81 people is not rare. Dog attacks, both fatal and non-fatal, are soaring as social media dog nuttery soars. The more images and videos you see of these goofball, airheaded, brainless, brain-dead, dumb nutters with their stupid face all up in a dog's face, being a just goofball nutter for likes and attention. As we've been seeing more of that, we have seen a sharp increase in dog attacks, both fatal and non-fatal. Not only are we getting more reports of deaths, we're seeing more mutilated faces like Jacqueline Duran and Brooklyn Curry. Brooklyn Curry recently talked about how she was scared of how she looked. And that seems believable. Here's the article right here. Surfaced yesterday. Brooklyn Curry recalls being scared of how she looked after dog attack. And the thing is, she'll never look the same. This dog permanently ruined her looks. She can never get her original beauty back aesthetically. And that's just a fact. You know, it's nothing personal. It's not a swipe against her character. But she will never look the way she looked before she was mauled. So you have more people going through things like this. I just recently shared that GoFundMe just littered with people who have been mutilated. Those people you see on GoFundMe, those are the people who make the statistics that we see, where some 30, 40, 50,000 people each year in the United States alone require reconstructive surgery. There are a lot of those types of victims on GoFundMe. So, Brooklyn Curry was traumatized because of her injuries. Understandably so. And I believe that she should be seen as an example of what not to do. Whatever she did that caused this to happen to her, everyone should not do. And that should be common sense. Okay, what did she do that led to this attack? Let me make sure I don't do that. Now, what did she do? She went into someone else's home who owned a pit bull. That's what she did, according to her own testimony. And she started to pet the dog gently on its head. and it attacked her. So what you should not do is go into homes or anywhere near dogs. You need to practice cynophobia if you want to be safe and not have a portion of your face removed. This is very serious. And to me, there's no excuse for not using common sense.
We want to get back to that developing story we first tried to talk about earlier, this investigation.
God, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I wanted to share this. It's very strange how these dog attack stories pop up all over the place. This news report surfaced 1 hour ago. When I first found it, it surfaced like 40 minutes ago. So it just happened. But this is not the same story that I just showed you. Where is Davy? What is that? Is that okay, where is it? It's in Florida. Okay. It's in Florida. This took place in Florida. Listen to this.
First tried to talk about earlier, this investigation is underway after a dog attack in Davie.
And we know one person was transported from the scene. Local 10's Laren Livingston joins us live right now with what we have learned. Laren.
We know that person was a woman. We know that attack happened this morning here in this community.
Another woman. These women giving in to this motherly, sexual, intimate emotions, getting aroused by dogs and mutilated by them.
Here in Davie, and we're told that woman's arm was pretty badly bitten, and the Davie Fire Marshal tells me he doesn't believe her injuries were life-threatening, but severe enough that she had to be taken to Memorial Hospital. Now, we were able to see the dog now at the center of this attack. We've learned it's a...
Now, I want y'all to watch this dog's behavior. I want y'all to focus on how this dog is behaving. And I want you to ask yourself if any other animal behaves like this. Look at the body language of this dog. And you tell me, does it look like natural body language for an animal?
We've learned it's a male mixed breed dog. He's now in the custody of the Animal Care and Adoption Center. The dog is believed, though, to be a stray, had no collar, had no microchip information, according to the worker who took him away. And the call came in from the 4800 block of Grapevine Way. It's in a condo community here about a dog bite. One neighbor tells me they heard what sounded like screaming outside. Moments later, they say police and medics pulled into their cul-de-sac. Another neighbor says she saw a woman running across the parking lot before seeing...
People, that to me is not normal. That is not normal to me. I look at animals. I watch animals all the time. I watch them to support my arguments. I watch deer. I watch cats. I watch birds. I watch all animals, lions, everything. They don't behave like this. You can tell that these things are neurologically damaged. They cannot sit still. Like, calm down. How immoral to keep mutants like this in existence. Extremely immoral to keep things like this on the planet. Highly dysfunctional with all types of health defects, all types of germs, attacking us non-stop and primarily attacking children. They're giving you all the signs you need to understand that they are not meant to be pets. They're not even meant to be on this planet. Nothing that's not meant to exist should be seen as a pet. Okay? If that's what you're into, these are not the creatures to keep as a pet. There's no way around that. It really disturbs me. It bothers me. How so many people can be cooped up inside of a house with multiple pit bulls. You can sort of understand a person inside of a home with 4 poodles. Even that is extreme for me. But you inside of a home with 4 large dogs, if she were in that home by herself, that would be bad enough. That would be enough for me to raise an eyebrow. I'll make a video about that. Woman alone inside of a home with 4 pit bulls. But you mean to tell me she also had her 9-year-old son in that home with her? And the attack started on the son, on the child? Horrible story. You know, I don't want to make a mockery of the decision to trust dogs. On second thought, yes, I do. I want to make people feel ashamed and not to want to be around dogs. That's exactly what I want to do. See, if your mother, if your sister, your girlfriend, if she listens to me, she's not going to end up dead like this. Because she won't be around no dogs. She's not going to get tortured and killed. Horrible story. Here, let me share a link to one of these news reports. Horrible story. And it's crazy how what I believe is proven to be right multiple times every single day. And all the while, the so-called experts are in opposition to what I'm saying. But what I'm saying correlates with what's happening. So everything that the experts are saying, it does not correlate with what's happening. That is why their profession is going to fall apart. It's falling apart now. Our presence is proof that it's fallen apart. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Very happy I didn't fall into this brainwashery. You know, my mom did not have dogs or bring dogs around me. She never owned a dog. My father, my uncles, nobody in well, I had one uncle with a dog, but I never went over his home. Yeah. I feel lucky because it seems like anybody can be a nutter. They just have to grow up in the right conditions around the right people and be influenced and brainwashed by the right people. And now, maybe I'd still be an anti-dog person, even if I grew up with a dog. I don't know. But what I'm seeing is that most people who grew up with dogs in their adult life, they're still a dog lover. So it's like if they start you out early, you're going to be a dog lover for the rest of your life, no matter what, which is crazy to me. Because even if you do grow up with them, facts and common sense should override everything. Everything. You should always hold what you believe up to scrutiny so that you can strengthen what you believe. You know, you want to be able to boast about your belief being true, and the only way to do that is to hold it up to scrutiny. That way you can show people, look, you cannot prove what I believe to be wrong. Now, I'm going to need everybody to subscribe to my other channel. I'm going to need everybody to subscribe to my other channel. I may not be on this channel much longer. Okay? I'm going to try my best to use this channel less often. Well, I won't say that. But I feel like I should be honest with everyone. My channel has been permanently demonetized. So all of the videos that were for members only, I'm going to make them public. Now in the members area, I think there's like 200 or 300 videos, something like that. Isn't it like 100 or 200? Something like that in the members area. And I'm going to gradually make those videos public because I can never monetize this channel again. Okay? That is why I'm saying subscribe to the other channel. If you would, please. I'm going to start producing more content on that channel and try my best to segue permanently over to that channel. Okay. Another thing, I may not produce content for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. Okay, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I won't disclose why. Okay, I won't disclose why, but most likely I won't be able to produce content for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, which should be nothing because I used to do that all the time. I would only make videos once a week. So if that happens, I warned you, right? Don't worry, I'm okay. There's nothing wrong. You know, well, I am having personal issues, obviously, because I don't want to say that I'm not having any issues, because then people will be like, okay, well, what's the problem? You just don't feel like you just lost your passion? What happened, IHD? You just lost your passion? And I don't want people to start thinking that I lost my passion or that I'm getting tired of doing this and reporting on this. That's not the case at all. You know, I'm just having some problems right now, and I will get back to consistency most likely in about a week, maybe 2 weeks. But when I take a week off, that is too long because there are stories that get updated multiple times within that time frame. So if I'm off for a week, especially if I'm off for 2 weeks, I'm going to most likely start off fresh. Right? I'm going to start off fresh, and there will be a whole lot of stories that I won't cover unless it's something that's just really, really crazy. Now, I'm not saying that this will happen. I very well may continue to make daily live streams, but I just want to give y'all the heads up that I might not. I don't know yet. We will see. But make sure you subscribe to the other channel, if you would, please. Shout out to everybody who's able to join me for today's live stream. And I hope to see you all back on the next as we continue with this crusade.